Okay. Now we're live. So
now we're live.
Now you can stop saying such nice things about me.
I'll cut out the potty mouth now.
That's right. And this is hopefully, well, I mean, not hopefully. I will not be able to edit. I will not have time to edit this podcast. So hopefully you don't say anything too embarrassing.
Speaking of professional.
You're listening to episode 226 of The Illustrious Gentleman. That's Scott. He draws all your favorite superheroes over at DC Comics, including this month's issue of a little-known property. You might have heard about it, called Justice League. Came out today as we're talking. Last week, as you're listening. I'm Ryan. I color comics like Family Tree at Image Comics, and this week we're just talking, dude. We're just talking. We're back on our random bullshit. We're just shooting the shit and just jiving. You can go to tigshow.com, click on the support the pod link there to find out all the affordable and healthy ways to support the podcast. I've heard that monthly supporters just have a natural glow about them. You know, they look like 5 years younger.
Is what I've heard.
Yeah, and then the longer you support the pod, the younger you look. Like John Burgers is like a toddler right now, walking around delivering people's mail and shit. Like a 4-year-old out there knowing his routes, fighting off dogs. That's how long he supported this podcast. What'd you just pour?
I just poured me a can. I don't have to figure out where this is because I can't do my fun backgrounds this week. 2 pitchers brewing Nordic Jam. And it's got like a dude Thor.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. It's a lager with Nordic fruits and it's pretty low. Here we go. It's a 5.2. We've packed this lager with cherries, elderberries, and strawberries, all staples of a Viking warrior's diet, to create a downright delicious party in a can. Jam on, friends. All right.
Found yourself in a sticky situation there.
Yeah, so that's what I'm drinking. 2 pitchers brewing. Initially, when I went in, I did the search for the beer. I just put in pitchers brewing because I didn't see the 2 up there.
Right, that's good logo design.
Yeah.
Yeah, where are they out of?
Oh, pitchers, Northern California.
Okay, I'm sure there's a graphic designer in Northern California that could use some side work.
Oh, I thought Thor was standing on top of a ninja for a second, but it's just a bunch of fruit.
It'd be cooler if it was a fruit ninja. Wasn't that a game? Okay.
Yes, that and Angry Birds, right?
You swipe. Yeah, I got a question for you though. What did our friend Daniel B on Untapped say about
Daniel B on Untapped says this jam is a little too much jam to be my jam. Well done, Daniel.
Jam packed
on the nose. It's got a big. It's tardy, so I'm expecting.
So it's late. Didn't show up yet on the nose.
Yeah, I'm expecting a sour-ish. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm taking a little trip back to Petaluma, California with today's beer. And I found myself in Tops Liquor in Tempe, Arizona over the weekend. Always a favorite spot. And they had a 10-pack of Lagunitas IPA on sale. Sorry, a 6-pack of Lagunitas IPA on sale for $10. And it's a Maximum Colossal IPA. Whereas you are drinking a 5.2 beer, I am drinking a 9% Colossal IPA. It's been a rough morning. It's been a busy day already, so why the fuck not? They got some clever shit written in very small writing on here that I'm not going to read, but
yeah,
Lagunitas is normally fairly good in everything.
Out for you,
everything they do. Yeah, it is very. I've had these before. Spoiler alert: this isn't my first taste. It's a little dank. And if you're going to be dank, you got to be more than just dank. As you well know. You can't just roll around with just dank. It's got to be something extra. Right. Come for the dank, but stay for the
Right.
yes. Okay.
Dank is a partner.
That's right. You dance with Dank, you show Dank a good time, but you really need something. You need a third. You need a menage a trois. You need a third in there. You know, whether you go MFF, FMM, MFM, it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, Dank doesn't come by itself. Dank's a swinger for sure.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, we'll see how it is. I honestly, I loved the first one I had. I didn't love the second one I had. So let's see where number 3 goes.
Let's see.
Shall we? Yeah. So before, we don't really have anything to talk about today other than rando topics, but I figured we'd at least go in order, and we'll start with comics. And the last issue of this book that I wow.
That was
Is that
not
because-
that
is
was
that
not
be-
an indictment of anything.
Is that because I put my comic on the notes first and then your comic second? So that's what that is.
No, that no.
Little shade.
That was because I have 2 puppies in the house for the last week. And I think 2 young dogs equals like a quarter of a human baby or something. I don't know what the math is. I'm sure dog people will let me know. Fucking weirdos.
Yeah, there's
But-
dog daddies and dog
Yeah.
mommies.
But yes, so everything's tired.
Okay. So yeah, my this 5-issue series that I colored at Scout Comics called Midnight Western Theater is all wrapped up. The last issue came out last week. I colored the book over David Hahn, which was a joy. It's like a goth horror western. Yeah, it's out. So if you followed my work on Family Tree and you wanted to see what else I've worked on in the last year or so, you can get all of those issues, I think, probably through Scout Comics. And it was a lot of fun, but it's over now.
But it's over now.
But yeah, David Hahn was a guy that I liked his work before, and then when I got to color him, it was just a joy. He's right up my alley on the style of artist. I wanna color.
Guy.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a stylish guy.
He draws comics.
Yeah, so he's
How
got to
stylish could he be?
He's got to be super cool.
Pick
Yeah.
it up.
And then today,
And
as
what?
we record, Justice League 68 comes out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you drew Justice
How
League
about
68.
that? I drew that book.
Yes.
I drew
Colored
that.
by Gabe Eltab and written by Mr. Bendis.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Apologies to
It
your
was
letterer.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I enjoyed drawing Green Arrow. I didn't think I would. Like going into it, I would have thought, oh, that he would have been at the bottom of my list of characters I was excited about doing. But I
Right.
liked it.
Was it the twirly mustache that you like drawing?
He doesn't have a twirly mustache in current continuity. So I don't, whether that's good or bad, I don't know.
Right.
But I dig
All
it. I don't know. It was fine. I yeah, whatever. Fun. I liked him. Him and Black Canary. I like drawing Black Canary a lot. I had not drawn her before, and I quite enjoyed it. It was
Is she
nice.
back? Is she back in fishnets?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I like drawing the jacket, the leather jacket.
It's a little short. It's like a rogue jacket from
This is,
1990s.
Yeah, it was. I think probably my favorite part about drawing Superboy and Young Justice 2 was the leather jacket. Leather's fun.
Is it? I
Like,
don't really understand.
I don't know if I would want to draw a Matrix comic, but
Mhm.
every once in a while, yeah,
What about a comic set in a sex dungeon? That would
Oh,
have a
for
lot
sure.
of leather.
for
Okay.
sure. Yeah,
Right. Not Matrix, because that's just boring, but a sex dungeon comic.
maybe a Matrix sex dungeon.
Sure. I'm sure it's out there. It's probably being Indiegogo'd as we speak. Yeah, what is it about? I hate drawing. I don't love drawing fabric, and I really hate drawing metal, and I hate drawing leather. I tend to just black out the whole leather jacket.
Oh, yeah, that's what you can do, but the highlights are the fun part. So it's almost you think about it the opposite way that I would render other things, where you with other things you sort of leave the maybe some space on the outside of the form for like rim lighting and shit. But no, with the black leather, you're carving out the shiny parts, whatever it's called,
yeah.
reflection. Yeah.
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 It's like a
Nice.
it's like a scratch board in like ninth grade art class. You had to do scratch board for 2 weeks. It's like
Right.
that. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I when I was looking at the preview this morning, I haven't gotten to my comic book shop yet. I apologize. You're one sale down. But so many characters. Like I would imagine one of the hardest parts of drawing that book, besides the layout and all that, to make sure all the speech bubbles can go in, it would be like constantly having to look at a ref for all these characters because their costumes are always changing. So many new people in there. Like, how many of those guys do you have down pat? Could you draw? How many Justice Leaguers could you draw right now without looking at costume ref?
Of the current, I think of the current team, I think there's 9 of them. I keep having to check on Hippolyta, who's the current Wonder Woman, I guess. Yeah. Other than that, yeah, it's fine. I can do the rest of them.
Wow.
It's like I don't have a problem with, like, my recall is real shitty for like everything but getting somewhere, like directions. If I drive there once, I'm fine for the rest of my life to get to that point again. And it's the same thing with character design. Like, yeah, it's the thing I'm doing right now. I don't know if I could talk about it. Probably shouldn't, since nothing's been announced. But yeah, there's a shit ton of different characters. But once I draw them one time, I don't know if it's muscle memory or if it must be like the point of taking notes in class is not to have the notes to refer back to. It's processing the information through your brain down to your hand to put it onto paper. That's where you retain it. And it's the same thing with, drawing a bunch of different weird things.
Yeah, I'm usually like that, but as I had gotten older, like if I went to my friend's house a couple of weeks ago, and I hadn't been there in like 9 months, and I've been there like maybe 6-7 times over the last decade, and I always got to ask directions. I always got to get his address to punch in the thing, like. But I used to, or like sometimes now if I'm driving from where I live now to like certain parts of like Chandler or Gilbert, I can't quite remember like what the freeways I get on. You know, like ahead of time when I'm on the road, it's fine. But it's like I'm losing that skill
with that. Yeah.
Well, you're gonna get there as you age.
Not as long as I keep doing this.
That's right. All right, so move on to a comic that I wanted to talk about, at least real quickly, or at least recommend, that neither of us worked on, sadly, is Ka-Zar, Lord of the Savage Land.
Ka-Zar.
Ka-Zar, Lord of the Savage Land. Zach Thompson, German Garcia, and Mateus Lopez. I hope I pronounced all those names right. German Garcia drew one of that issue of Superman that I love, where they age in an Asgard and shit.
I was gonna say, he did some bits of. That was, what was that? Was that Action Comics?
I think that was Action Comics. Yeah, because it must have Action been Comics.
Ed, I think, was the regular guy on Superman proper at the time. Yeah, he did that one. I think he did the Demon Christmas issue, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. He did draw an Etrigan.
Yeah.
Superman.
That's where I'm remembering the name from.
Yeah, he also did some fill-in issues of X-Men around that time that were great. So yeah, and also when I was looking at his portfolio, just to verify. I wanted to make sure. Oh, is he the guy who drew that Asgard Superman issue? And he was. His portfolio also shows he's like a super talented digital painter, like illustrator, and when he does his own colors, it's amazing as well. So he's like one of those dudes that's just way too talented. But in this, he has Mateus Lopez. Matt Lopes is, I think that's how you pronounce. He calls himself. Anyways, he colored it, and it's fantastic. I'm so jealous of it.
It's super unique.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. That sort of stuff is, I don't know. It's nice to see, right? It's interesting. I wonder, I don't know. I guess art is art, and all stuff is welcome. Is stuff that is, I don't know. The stuff that is so different from like
The norm?
regular mainstream stuff. Is it kitschy or is it refreshing?
I think it's refreshing, but I think that most people, like the type of people who only tweet the writer when they talk about a comic book, they don't care about this kind of art. They would be happy if it was just, I don't want to ding anybody. So they'd be happy if it was just a guy drawing a book. They don't care about the art, or they don't appreciate the coloring. They're only going to rag on or revel in the writing of the story. I feel like that's like 80% of comic buyers really don't. They can't either discern, or they don't care to discern difference in art, different in style, something fresh. Like this to me, this is a super fresh approach. This looks like no other book.
You think it's like people that only write bad Yelp reviews, like they don't care if it makes no impression upon them if they had a good experience at Cold Stone, but if the server was a complete douchebag, then they'll go on Yelp and they'll complain.
Yes,
so
they wouldn't
think
go out
the
of
majority of comic readers don't care about the art unless they don't like it, and then it takes away from their enjoyment of this book.
So that's great. That's a good analogy, because like if I'm reading reviews for something, I really don't care about the negative reviews. I would like to see I would like to see the like on Amazon, for example. I want to see the star count of whatever I'm buying. If it's only got 3.5 out of 5 and it has 2,000 purchases, then there might be something iffy with that. But I don't need to read the bad reviews. I only want to read beneficial reviews.
Oh, I'm the opposite. I go to the bad reviews on Amazon products and other
but
things.
Some people might be like, I just don't trust those bad reviews, really. Like,
well, it's been my experience that we're getting way into the weeds here, but specifically with Amazon products, when I go to the bad reviews, many of them cite the same thing.
Okay.
And so in many of them, it's just, it didn't get here on time, or what took so fucking long. And it's nothing about the product. It's just people wanting to complain.
Yeah, it goes in along the lines of how I think a lot of most comics are well reviewed, I think, especially indie comics. It's because people aren't going to take time out of their schedule to just bitch about something. And if they do, then that's a character flaw or whatever. Like, I only leave positive reviews because it's not worth it. It goes back to, like, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. And it's kind of what we do. Like, when we first started this podcast, we would always get people saying like, oh, who's your least favorite artist, or who was such a pain in the ass to work with? And I'm like, we're not going to do that, because that, first of all, it's career suicide.
Yeah,
if listener decided to tell somebody, but then also, I mean, I guess we do rag on movies and shit, but that's because we want them to be better, and they should be better. And we're ragging on them as just personally. We're not saying it was a terribly made film. It's just not a film for us, or a TV show.
Sure. And that's with one-off experience things like a movie. That's different than continuing to give your time or your money to something you obviously don't like and you are not enjoying. I can't know going in. I can't know if Free Guy is terrible. I mean, I assume it's terrible. It was confirmed that it's terrible, but I can't know that going in. So if I want to talk about how I didn't enjoy that, I will. As I get older, I find it more and more exhausting to talk about things I don't like rather than focusing on the things that I do like. So I try very hard these days to do that. And I've stopped saying things are bad for the most part. Something would have to be egregiously incorrect for me to say it's bad. At this point, it's not for me. It's people enjoy what they enjoy. There's an audience for everything. That wasn't for me, and that's fine because there is stuff for me that I do enjoy.
Yeah. Maybe as we both age and as the show progresses, I mean, we're still in our infant stage at 226 episodes. Maybe we will become more of a posy-sode. Toddler. Terrible too.
We're almost ready for preschool.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone, I highly recommend Kazar.
Kazar.
I don't know. The new Lord of the Savage Land book at Marvel. I think only one issue's out, maybe two. It's great. You should all pick it up.
It looks pretty.
Yes, it is and that's the thing. I bought it because I knew it was pretty, but then the story was good too.
Oh, good. That's a bonus.
This Zach Thompson person might have a future in this business. So a couple of weeks ago, since we didn't do TikTok last week because we were too busy being excited and sick about Amalgam, we did have a drink and draw hang sesh.
Yeah.
That I was pleased that you can make it to with your busy schedule of dogs and humans. And as far as I know, I don't know who all actually sketched anything other than you. I did. Ryan was sketching. He was actually properly sketching. He had a sketchbook.
He was working,
right. It was fun. It was good to see everybody. Not a lot of people showed up. All these motherfuckers who say they're going to be there that didn't. Strike one. People, strike one. It's an exclusive crew. As my wife calls it, you're an asshole. Because it's an exclusive crew. I mean, look, it's a special group to be part of.
Sure. Yeah. It was, I mean, it's a fun time.
I mean, you were there. Yeah. You drew
I wish more people would draw at the drink and draw, but what are you going to do?
Yeah. It'd be awesome if everyone showed up and no one said a word to anybody and we just had our heads down and drew.
Right.
A symphony of pencil scratching. But you didn't just draw a Swamp Thing. You painted a Swamp Thing.
I did.
Yeah.
It felt like a thing to do. It was rainy outside, sitting around drinking, just sort of sitting in your feels. Why not break out some watercolor on Swamp Thing?
Sitting in your fields, working it out over a Swamp Thing illustration. Were people excited when you put it up for sale? Was there excitement? Because there's never any
I wouldn't say there's excitement.
Original art?
No.
You wouldn't use the word excitement?
I wouldn't use the word excitement.
There wasn't a clamoring. You didn't have a bidding sesh?
a bidding war? No, people were not falling all over each other. Which is fine. It's fine.
Well, do you still have the Swamp Thing? I mean, I'm not going to fucking buy it, but...
No, I don't.
Oh, good.
Well, I still have it technically, but it's been purchased and I need to get it to its new home.
Yeah, that old power move of give me your money. I'll pack it up when I find time. I'm too busy recording a podcast.
That's right. I remember. Yeah. Not that is the thing that I do, but after Copperhead got announced and a bunch of other people started following me, and I still had it that I had the day job at the time doesn't matter, but I would be sitting at the day job doing nothing and be like, all right, well, I guess for lunch, Wendy's would be nice. So then I draw something and put
Get
it
a
on
4 for
Twitter.
4.
It'd be like, oh, it's $10. Does anybody want it? And then I'd have $10 to spend on lunch that day. I could probably do the same thing now, but I just piling work on top of work, and something I'm just not interested in.
Yeah, I'm as listener probably knows, is well aware. I am quick to be like, oh, little commission drive. I want some guilt-free beer money this week. Let me sell some trades and throw some sketches in there, and then I collect all their money, and then like 3.5 weeks later, I'm like, oh God, I got to now like do these sketches and mail off the books. It's really the mailing part. It's not even the sketching part. It's the packing up, making sure shit doesn't bend. Mailing part is really the pain in the ass.
Leaving the house and going to do the things.
Yeah. But I do love the taking money part and then immediately having it in my account so that, yes, I can take your sketch commission money right now. And then in 10 minutes, I can go spend it on a burger and a pitcher of beer.
Right.
That's a bonus for being in our line of work.
But it's like using a credit card then, because then the commission comes due. You're like, oh,
yeah,
this feels like it's worth more than I charged.
Yes, but also at least you're taking out a loan.
Interest on it.
You're taking out a loan against yourself, at least. Like if you're a plumber, you can't just be like, hey, I want to go spend $20 on lunch, but I don't want to, I don't want to get in trouble. Then you got to go to a bank. If you're that plumber and you want to go have a guilt-free lunch, you got to go to Bank of America. You got to sit down with a representative. You got to show them your docs. You got to try to get $20 out of them. Whereas you and I can do it with the power of a tweet.
Yeah.
We're businessmen.
Yeah. I might. Yeah, I might do more of it if not for the part that we just discussed, where I have to put it in an envelope and go. Yeah. I've decided that part is I'd rather not do that more than I'd rather have the extra money.
I wonder if this is just an idea that I've sort of thrown out before, but what if you created like a template, like certificate almost? You did digital commissions for lesser than you would print, and then you gave them the certificate that guarantees you will never reproduce it in any way.
Sure.
So it's like a much better NFT for much less money.
Sure.
Not to a douchebag.
A thing I've been talking to my friend in art rep, Jeff Martin, about. Mitch does it. It's called an artist proof. A lot of people do it. I think Daniel Sampier on Superman does it, or Action Comics. Sorry. And it seems like a nice thing. I would sell pages that way. The reward has to definitively outweigh the hassle for me, and I don't know that I could sell them for enough to feel that way.
Right, but what would the hassle be? You've already drawn the page. If we're talking about pages, not commissions, you've already done the work. You already have the file. There is no extra work.
No, but the printing, the packaging, the going to the post.
Oh, no, I'm saying let them deal with that. You give them the digital file.
Oh, and then they have to have it printed?
Yeah, you let them print it on whatever kind of paper they want.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I guess. I mean,
because if you're gonna print it and mail it,
I don't know how any of that stuff works. And it's if I were going to do digital commissions, though, I would still charge the same price as traditional commissions because I'm still putting in the same amount of work.
Damn straight. I'm the one who said charge less for them, but I guess I meant pages. But even digital guys now are getting good rates for their artist proofs. But yeah, that's something I guess you'd have to deal with.
Depends on who you are.
You'd have to deal that also with your art rep, because maybe your art rep will print and mail it for you for a larger percentage or something. I mean, I guess
that would be fine for me.
Right. The key is to not have to mail anything.
But Yeah, I don't know. I guess what's the harm in offering it? I don't think they would move. And then I can't decide if that would hurt my feelings or not.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to think like someone who's
I've
drawn
decided
books.
it wouldn't
Well, good.
just now.
Well, first of all, take that feeling, pair of tweezers, pluck it, throw it right in the disposal.
Yeah, fuck
Or
those.
as Tony Stark would say, dispose all. That's where the feelings go. Every morning I put my coffee grounds in the toilet because I don't want to put my hand in there to get it into the garbage. Because you can't put them down the disposal.
No.
But it's not. I mean, I got French press. I got good coffee, so it's not like I can just take a bag out and throw it.
All
I have
right.
to clean it out.
Just
So I just
compost
run.
that shit.
I run water in it. I pour it in the toilet, flush the toilet. Job's over. If plumber is out there listening and that's a problem, email scottygod@gmail.com.
It sounds like it would be a problem. If you
But
can't
every
put
time-
it in the disposal, why would you put it in the toilet?
Because I think the coffee grounds fuck up the blades of the disposal. Not that you can't put them down your sink. I guess I don't know.
I that makes sense, but I always figured it was because of the clogging aspect and not because of the blades on the
I don't
disposal.
know. Well, my point was every morning when I put my coffee grounds in the toilet, I say out loud, "Who's been putting coffee grounds in the disposal?"
You're not running a bed and breakfast.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I think digital commissions and digital sales would be great. I mean, it wouldn't work for me because I don't draw characters that people know about. But I think if you could work it out to where your art rep handles everything, why not? Just don't look at it. Just or tell them to put it up for sale for a week, like a limited time. Don't tell you. Don't worry about it. But yeah, they'll sell. Are you crazy? Especially a digital file you could put sideways and just make a 12 by 18 print or a 13 by 19. It doesn't have to be full size. You'd have no bleed or no butting the pages together. You're on a Bendis book, so every third page is a double page spread. So it seems like a win-win. Yeah. All right. One last a non-TV thing before we get into TV, I guess. I have it on the bottom of the notes, but I'm going to go ahead and bring it all the way up to the top of the notes.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this on the day it comes out, that will be October 4th, which means I'll be 4 days into Xtober.
Oh.
Hashtag Xtober. Myself and Seth DeMoose, cartoonist Seth DeMoose, are doing Xtober, where we're drawing 31 X-Men, 31 days in October. So follow my social media. And again, as we just mentioned, all of those will be for sale. And I'm not even going to wait till the end of the month because, of course, if someone wants to kick me $30 on a Tuesday,
and you posted the schedule so people can go in right now and decide which one they want.
Right. Or if you like to draw and you're an artist, you can, and you don't want to do, because there's been problems with Inktober the last couple of years, little sketch. Chris Somney does Battober. Some other people do like horror themed drawing events. I just said Xtober because I wanted to draw Cable. The joke was going to be I was going to draw 31 Cables. But then I thought, why not a different X character every day? And then Seth DeMoose is like, I'll do this. And I was like, let's do it. So yes, if you go to my social media, at Ryan Cody on Twitter, at S75 Studios on Instagram, you can see that the sketch, and it is starting off with a bang.
Yeah.
Body slide by one. Cable.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I'd love to do a Cable series called Body Slide by One, and he's just alone. And he's just body sliding around to places looking for people. Like when I was in high school before the internet, I'd just call people's houses. They wouldn't be home. So then I would drive around to all the places we'd hang looking for people. That'd be the whole Cable series. He's like, oh, no one's here. Body slide by one to the Circle K. Nobody's here. Nobody's here, but that cigarette is still smoking. So someone was just here. Body slide by one to the beach. Nope, not there. So yeah, Xtober is going to be fun. Yeah, let's talk some TV. We watching some of the same shit, a couple of the same shits.
Yeah, I guess so.
A few weeks ago, you recommended the other two on HBO Max. I forgot what you equated it to, but
Schitt's Creek.
as I was watching it, I said this doesn't seem anything like Schitt's Creek to me. But
Hmm.
then again, I stopped watching Schitt's Creek after like 6 episodes.
It gets yeah. Anyway, I think we've talked about that. It takes
Okay.
a season to find its footing, and then after that, it's very good.
Okay. So yeah, the other two HBO Max. I like it. It's fun. It's one of those shows. It's very like New Girl-ish to where I can just put it on, and if I have to check my phone, I don't. I don't feel like I'm gonna miss anything if I check my phone.
Yeah,
Or if I go take a leak, I don't have to pause it because I'm not gonna really not be able to catch up.
yes, yeah,
It's easy to digest.
yeah, it's I don't know. It's nice. It's a nice show. It's not full of awful people that are just awful all the time. That's why I turned off the last two Danny McBride series that I had put on. This is like the antithesis of that. This is this show's got a lot of heart. You know, it's got characters that don't. That's what you want out of drama. That you get drama because you have characters you like making choices that aren't the best for them, and that's where you get drama. And that's what this show does well, and these kinds of shows do well. But it's also very funny.
Yeah, I like. I think I mentioned especially. I like the Chase and Brooke. The kid who plays Chase. He's not on very much, but every time he's on, I'm like, this kid is brilliant.
He's great. Yeah.
So I googled him, and he is a TikTok star. This is his first acting credit. He is like a 14-year-old TikTok star. But yeah, I mean, he's on there.
He embodies understanding the assignment.
Yes. Yeah, he doesn't overwork it. He just does what's required of him. But it's great. Like he really does nail like that early Bieber thing and just sort of like he nails naive, but like, oh, that sounds fun. Like, hey, there's a bunch of chicks over here who want to get your photos with you. And he'll be like, oh, that sounds fun. You know, like he's great.
Yeah, he's up for it.
Yeah. And then I like Brooke, his sister. I actually think she's my favorite character just because like sometimes she's like a complete mess. Other times she's doing something very sweet, you know, for her family. Other times she's making the wrong decision purposefully. You know, she's a little self-destructive.
Yeah, that's they're people.
Yeah,
they feel like people. So they're not always going to do the best thing. They're not always going to do the nice thing. Right. Sometimes they think of themselves. Sometimes they don't. It's called complexity, and it's something you can get into in long form storytelling, like television. It's much harder to do in film.
Yeah, and her boyfriend Lance is played by Josh Segarra, who was actually a bad guy on Arrow for like 2 seasons.
And I swear to God, I've seen him on a promo for one of these cop shows, spin-off things. I think he's on a Chicago Fire or PD or...
he might be on one of the FBI's.
Something
like that.
I thought I saw him. But obviously he's going to play a much different character, which speaks to his range and how well he does on this show.
He's so like, well, they make him kind of not dumb, but like super naive in this, but he's so sweet. Like he's like the Ted Lasso of this show. He just is always trying to be nice.
Yeah. And yes.
But he's dumb. He's like a nice Joey from Friends.
He's the foil.
Yes.
To everybody else on the show, not Pat. Pat is doing her best to do everything she can for everybody all the time. But yeah, to the kids, to Brooke and
yeah.
What's the brother's name? God damn it.
I don't remember his name either. He's actually he's the most boring character to me.
But yeah, good. It's good stuff. I dig it. Well done. Very well done. It's done by a couple of former SNL people, and it's produced by Lorne Michaels, and it feels very 30 Rock-ish. It's in the same vein, which is a good thing. Parks and Rec, you know.
Yeah.
It's it hits all the right notes.
Yeah, I really love the last episode I saw. Actually, I think they've had a couple since, but the that Christ Song Church episode where it's like a church for stars. That was just great.
Yeah, and
Ken Marino's
yeah.
getting Sharpie tattoos as the whole as it goes on.
Yeah, Ken Marino is in fucking everything.
Yeah,
And yeah, but like he is in everything. He's good.
yeah, he's
And
always.
this is the only time I've liked Molly Shannon in anything too.
I don't really know what else. She's great in the skits where she's the schoolgirl who falls over through shit.
It's very different for her.
Yeah, the Catholic schoolgirl. Yeah, yeah, she's great in it. Like, even when her kids are like overworking her now, she's always got a smile on her face. I mean, obviously, her arc is building towards when she's gonna snap, but
Yes.
She's happy to do whatever she can now. And I love that they realize Chase can't sing for shit, so now he's just a brand, and all he wants to do is sing.
Yeah,
sweet little fella.
it's very good.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, I recommend the other two on HBO.
I ship it.
HBO Max. Ship it. Next, I'm watching Why the Last Man on Hulu, on FX, on Amazon Fire Stick TV. I don't know how you're watching Why the Last Man.
I'm watching Why the Last Man on FX, on Hulu, on Roku, on my TV.
Yes. I read the first volume of this on Comixology Unlimited. The comic,
I have not.
And reading it just wasn't necessarily my bag. I thought that the main character was a little annoying, which transferred well to television. But they have made some changes, at least from the little of the comic I've read. They have made some dramatic changes to the show, and I really dig it. My first note are the female leads are really good. I like all the female leads, although I'm starting to dislike the character of Hero. But I think you're supposed to dislike her at certain points, so I get that. My biggest thing, because we were watching we got caught up last night, so I wrote my notes on it in the note portion of our program after seeing 2 episodes, and then last night we watched another 2, I think, or 3, and the children seem to be the most selfish people on the planet. Spoiler alert. Like, she doesn't want to go deal with her. She has whatever baggage she has. She doesn't want to go deal with the one person who could help her and her friend because it's just too much for her. Shoulder shrug. I'm sure there's something behind that, but to me it seems ridiculous.
That's still a mystery right now, right?
Yeah,
is the history between Diane Lane and
cute mole on the mouth. Yeah, Diane Lane, and actress with the adorable little wart on her lip.
Hero and her mom, who is now the acting president of the United States.
Yes.
Which is that part of the comic?
Yes.
Okay. It feels, I don't know. I'm getting Independence Day, Roland Emmerich vibes from this show, where it just so happens that the only surviving man is the son of the president of the United States.
Well, how many episodes have you watched?
Well, there are currently 4 available. No, 4. 4 was last night.
I thought 5 was last night.
I don't know. I'm up to speed. Whichever episode that is. I'm current on.
So yes, the term acting president, there's some more drama in there.
Sure.
Right. Yeah, but I also find York to just be like I find him insufferable in a lot of scenes. He acts like a child when he is like a 30-year-old man.
Well, and that's his character, right?
I get that. I understand that.
That's what bothered me about the initial episode. The first episode is, decide what you want to do with your life. You just need to. That's every fucking show everywhere now.
Yeah, I just feel like and I guess this might be one of my biggest problems when I watch genre television, is I'm like, this is all dumb. Like he would just accept the responsibility that he's been dealt and stop being such a fucking weirdo and a pain in the ass. But then that wouldn't make for dramatic scenes.
Yeah.
And don't even get me started on the monkey.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It's fine.
But I like the show. See, I guess I am leading off with things that are bothering me, but I really do enjoy the show.
Yeah, I don't know that I do. I've crossed the 3-episode threshold. It's not something that I feel like turning off when I'm watching it, but I also, if I see there's a new episode, I won't automatically just put it on. So I think I'm in the take it or leave it camp right now. As much as people talk about superhero fatigue for movies and shit, I think I have
dystopian fatigue.
Dystopian fatigue.
Yeah.
This and Handmaid's Tale and Walking Dead and all that sort of. I guess I'm not drawn to it for the same reason I never watched ER, because it's not feel good TV. I mean, it's about doctors and stuff and people like it, but something awful is happening all the time. And yeah, I got enough of that happening internally that I don't need to seek that out for my entertainment, you know?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that's why easily to digest comedies are good. But yeah, I find myself, especially watching it last night, that just wanting to see more of Agent 355 and whatever the fuck's going on with her. I find her really, really fascinating.
Yeah,
because she's the only one who, I think the other characters, you can see where their cards are going to lie, or you can see where they're leaning and what decisions they're doing, what decisions they're making, how they're going to play out in some way. Where with her, everything is still a mystery, and I don't find her annoying at all.
Yes,
I like her hair.
I will concede that point, that she is compelling in spite of me hating mystery mongering shows. I don't like things that will continue to dangle the carrot over you for several episodes at a time. It feels cheap. It feels like we're not confident enough in our ability to render interesting characters and stories. So we're just going to keep the audience hanging on by posing a question that will refrain from answering as long as we can.
It's the Lost effect.
Yeah, I mean that's the most notorious offender. Sure,
right.
Is Lost. Yeah, and
right.
It's not something I think about, so it's not what burned down the notion for me. It's just that it happens so often that it just feels cheap. I appreciate projects, TV shows, movies, whatever the fuck, comics that lay the cards on the table and just make things interesting. Just do the work to make things interesting. You don't have to hide things. You don't have to artificially create a mystery or a thriller. Just try, do it. Hey, whatever. I don't know. I hate it. I don't like mystery stuff.
Well, I liked it. It's better than Knives Out. Take that, listener, and everyone who said Knives Out was the best movie of 2020.
I didn't care for Knives Out. If I'm gonna pick a movie to put on to see Daniel Craig do an accent, I'm going to pick Logan Lucky.
Yeah. Why would you pick anything else? Next on our list is something that I've only seen in passing because my wife watches it, which is probably why you like it, because you're a woman, is Only Murders in the Building.
I will go ahead and say I am in the same boat. I view it tangentially.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And it's not something I would continue.
Yeah. And this is also, I think this is on Hulu.
This is on Hulu.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it's right up my wife's alley. I never understood women's desire to watch or study true crime, but it's right up my wife's alley. And tangentially, this is what it's about. They do a true crime podcast, much like our podcast. They have a listener, and so I think in one episode, Steve Martin. It's very similar to our relationship. Steve Martin says, "You don't need to record this. No one's listening." And then the other three amigos says, Martin Short goes, "I'll let you know we have 17 unique listeners."
Yeah. I want to like it because it is Steve Martin and Martin Short, and I feel like that it should be something I should be interested in, but I'm just not.
No, I'm not I realize this might be sacrilege to say. I'm not a Martin Short fan. I actually find him incredibly annoying.
Yeah,
but maybe it's
I guess I don't have
overacting.
I don't have an opinion one way or the other on Martin Short, I don't think.
Yeah. I mean, I would like Steve Martin at some point to break out a ukulele. Amy Smart's in it. She's great in everything she does.
Amy Smart is in it?
Isn't that Amy Smart, his love interest?
No, that's what's her name from The Office?
Yeah.
That's not Amy Smart.
Oh, Amy Smart's the blonde from
Yeah.
Oh, Amy something though, right?
I don't know. I don't know what her name is.
Yes, she was on The Office. She was on The Wire.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's good, but it's just not for me. You know?
Yeah. Last night they actually the newest episode they actually tried to do something interesting, and like a lot of it had no dialogue because one of the characters is deaf. And I remember just like
I thought that was well done.
I was charging my phone and I was thinking like at least they're doing something. Like there's only so many jokes they can make about Selena Gomez being much younger than them, or other jokes or whatever. So at least I thought that was good. But also, my wife started without me, and I'm not gonna catch up. So it's like, it'll be fine.
Well, for a murder mystery show, coming in at episode 3 or whatever is not gonna work.
Right. But also, I have nothing I've seen of the snippets I've seen has made me be like, oh, maybe I will.
Yeah, it's just not my thing. I've got The Jerk. If I've got a Steve Martin itch, so that's a good movie. Great movie.
Yeah, Steve Martin, well known not only as a comedian but for having gray hair since he was 15.
Yeah.
Still holding it down. Good for those guys. Some quick as we start to wrap up, some quick EPL news. My team got off the schneid. We were on a 2-game losing streak. We finally won again this past week, but your team has now won 3 straight after losing 3 straight.
Fire.
They're back in the middle of the pack, middle of the table, as they call it in the English Premier League. Arsenal's 10th, Everton's 5th. Everton's about to get fucked. We're going through a gauntlet coming up. We haven't played any really top teams yet, so we're doing pretty well. But I think we have to play. I think we have to play Man City this weekend with our top 2 strikers injured. So I guess we're hoping for 0-0 is the best we can do.
Good luck.
Yeah, in the preseason they whooped us 5-0 in a preseason game.
Christ.
So luckily I'll be in South Dakota, and I think that is like a 5 a.m. start time. So it might be the game I missed this season. possibly. Might have my con hangover. We'll see. My drinking panel goes till 11. I have a dedicated panel that I'm supposed to just drink on.
Yeah, with TBD.
Yeah, TBD is gonna fuck me up. I know TBD is gonna want to do shots.
I don't
TBD,
know what Tony Daniel's middle name is.
Bryce.
There you go.
Yeah,
Done.
yeah. Could be Tony Dezuniga.
Oh,
Tony
Yeah.
Brian Dezuniga.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. All I know is TBD likes to get fucked up. There's probably gonna be fireball shots.
Just talk cable the whole time.
Yeah. Who wants to drink some IPA and talk about Nathan Dayspring Summers? I'm sorry, Nathan Dayspring the Ascani Sun Summers.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pound them, and then I'll say body slide before I pass out, and you take me to a different part of the building. And when I wake up there, it'll be like it was real.
Yeah, I'll just tell the guy hosting the panel, hey man, if you hear me say body slide by one, that means I want to wake up in my bed. I'll just carry a jar of lube and a slip and slide around. just start screaming, body slide by one, and I'll just. Yeah, so I don't think I'm getting up to watch this weekend's game, but hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I wake up, I check Twitter, and we had a stellar match, and the tides have turned. But Man City is a juggernaut. They got that handsome new guy this year. Maybe you heard of him. Isn't it Ronaldo? Ronaldo's on their team, I think.
Oh, he's with United.
I thought that was City.
No, United, right?
Oh.
Yes,
okay.
because City tried. City tried that. City whiffed on a few things.
Yeah, I get them confused the same way I get like college teams confused. Like which is the good Michigan, State or University of? Which one's the Ram and which one is the Spartan? Oh wait, which one's the Wolverine?
Wolverine.
And which one is the Spartan? State Wolverines.
It was
University.
nice as a kid when all of my family's from Michigan, so they were all Michigan fans, and I was an X-Men fan, so it all worked out.
And I was a Red Dawn fan, so if I was over there, we could all just scream Wolverines. Right. But anyone who, listener, I hope that your EPL team is doing well as well. It's good to see everyone on the up and up. Last two show notes are mine that I don't think you've watched.
I have not. No.
So I was at the gym putting in some work last week, and I had forgotten my fucking headphones at the office. So I couldn't listen to anything. So I'm just watching their TVs and trying not to have my eyes drift over to Fox News, where I get furious. But it's like the TVs are repeated. So there's two TVs I could accidentally see Fox News on and get furious about. But on ABC, it was the premiere of the reboot of Wonder Years. And this is how intriguing this show was to me. Just reading the subtitles while I was walking and sweating, I was like, I got to go home and watch that.
Huh.
And I'm a big fan of the original Wonder Years. It was right up my alley. I'm a little older than you, so for me, it hit the sweet spot. Winnie Cooper for life is the tattoo I have across my lower back. So I have a fond place in my cold heart for Wonder Years. So much so that I rewatched it in the last 10 years. I did a whole show rewatch of it while I worked. And this hits all the same notes. It's sweet, it's charming, it's well done. They're really hitting some. So the first one was all about the Vietnam War. This one kind of is too, but this one's also hitting like talking about racial inequality. It's right after the race riots. For people who don't know, the new Wonder Years reboot is a black family. So the narrator, instead of being the Wonder Kid Daniel Stern, like the original one, this one is Don Cheadle, War Machine,
America's sweetheart.
That's
Daniel
right.
Stern.
That's right. So War Machine is the narrator, but original OG Kevin from Wonder Years, Fred
Armisen.
No, Fred. No,
Willard.
the kid from the movie The Wizard. God damn it. Whatever. Fred from, Fred, our pal Fred.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's directing these episodes as well. He's been a director in TV for
right.
decades.
Of Party Down.
Yes. I can't believe I can't think of his last name.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
It'll come to you.
Yeah. But this is on ABC on Hulu, so I didn't watch it live. Savage. Damn it. Frederick Savage. So I'm watching on Hulu the day after. But yeah, it's good. My man Dule Hill. I don't know why I called him my man. Probably because I probably said that because he's black. If he was white, I wouldn't say my man. But my dude Dule Hill from Psych and The West Wing is the dad. Yeah, it's if you have any affinity for the original, this is perfectly done.
Cool.
Really well done. I'm a big fan. Highly recommend it. Someone's writing notes. And then finally on my list of shit to talk about, what I've been watching is Goliath on Amazon Prime. I might have talked about this at some point in earlier seasons. But it has Billy Bob Thornton, and he plays a lawyer who takes on big corporations. Billy McBride. He'll take on Apple. He'll take on S&P. Last night, APS turned our power off because they had to do work. He'll take on them for turning off our power at an evening where we'd otherwise be watching Y the Last Man. But yeah, so a few years ago when I was in LA, I went to the bar that the character frequents, Chez J. I put down Chex J, but that's wrong. It's Chez J. It's a cool bar. I really did like the first two seasons. The third season.
Looking at the notes, I thought, oh, is he going to court against Chex Mix?
Yeah, big Chex Mix. The third season, he leaned in some psychedelic shit, like he was tripping while he was
big trail mix has gotten their way long enough.
Trying to do some water rights bullshit or something. So I checked out a little bit on the third season. The fourth season still got some psychedelic shit going on. I feel like Billy Bob Thornton was like, "Hey, I got some ideas," and the writers are like, "Fuck." So now there's like dream sequences and like is what's real, what's not real. And I feel like this is just he wants to stretch his. I don't think he got an Emmy for the first two seasons, so maybe he wants to like stretch it a little bit. So the third and fourth seasons, they're fine, but it's the first two seasons are great. Like a down on his luck lawyer tackling big cases, doing the right thing.
Doing the right thing.
While still being self-destructive. He's an alcoholic, drug addict. But God damn it, can he lawyer? He can adjudicate. He can litigate. Adjudicate is what the judge does.
Right.
He can litigate. Probably fumigate too. I don't know his skill set. Other gates. But yeah, check out Goliath on Amazon Prime. It's a good team up with Bosch. Now that Bosch has finished its run on Amazon, you can watch the 5 seasons of Bosch intermixed with the 4 seasons of Goliath.
Is it a shared universe?
They could be. They're both set in California, modern day.
Huh.
So, I mean, that's all it takes, right? I mean, if it's modern day, same geographical area, one's a cop, one's an attorney.
Sure. Yeah. If the rules of the universe don't seem specific, then
yeah,
sure.
Neither one of them has to go through a wormhole to connect with the other one.
That's next season.
Yeah, all I want to see is 2 portals open up and just 2 hands come out and do the high five, the Carl Weathers, Arnold Schwarzenegger high five. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of lawyer, doctor, cop shows, so I doubt I will check it out, but I am glad you enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's right.
I mean, I threw it on here because we're hurting for content, and it is something I've been watching.
I don't know that we're hurting for content. We're at an hour.
Yeah, we did it. Last but not least, anyone who is listening to this, I should be more than halfway through my trip to South Dakota by the time this pod lands. If you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, you can see my posts from that.
I hope you're having fun.
That I assume will be happening. I can't guarantee it, but the plan is to document it. So if you like travel if you like watching other people travel, and who doesn't like sitting at their desk watching
everybody
other people?
Loves watching everybody do everything.
Right. Like while I'm traveling,
there wouldn't be TikTok.
While I'm traveling, I want to watch someone's social media feed of them in their cubicle, like crunching spreadsheets.
Fuck yeah.
Fair trade-off. So yeah, check out my social media pages for that. This is Ryan talking, by the way, not Scott, because then they're going to go to your social media page.
And there'll be nothing there.
It'll be nothing. You'll be asking something about like a rocking chair or like a fishing pole.
It'll just be me making fun of Zach Baggins. That's all.
Oh, hosting the new horror Halloween baking championship.
Great.
That's who you need to host when some dipshit makes a cupcake that breathes fire. You want Zach Baggins there.
Sure. That's what a legit scientist / investigator does, is they host cooking shows. Remember when Carl Sagan did that?
Yeah. Yeah, they totally just they sell out for money on terrible shows. But it's Halloween, it's ghosts. I mean, this whole shtick. He has to make a year's worth of money in 1 month.
Contractually obligated.
Yeah, I mean, the guy legally can't work in March, so he only has like the last half of September and all of October to make his yearly nut. I think that's how that works.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah. So a documentary about Zach Baggins' life should be called 6 Weeks to Nut.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. That could be Sting's autobiography.
He's the island in Jaws.
How was your beer?
It was quite nice.
Oh, it wasn't too tart for you, was it?
No. This jam was just enough jam to be my jam. I dug it. If the can hadn't said lager, I would not have guessed it was a lager. It tastes like a
sour,
or even like a cider or something. Like I would not have guessed it was beer.
Did you look at it? Is it red or is it beer?
No, I poured it out. It's a nice semi opaque yellowish. It's almost like it almost looked like pineapple juice or something. It was
okay.
Had a nice color, nice mouthfeel, flavor was good. I don't know how you can gain any ABV without affecting any of those other things that I enjoyed about it. So I don't know. Good. It was super easy drinking. I give it an easy 4. On a better day, I may go higher. That's my review.
It was a good one. This Maximus Colossal IPA, 9.0%. It's might be a little too dank. I wonder if they made this an 8, if it wouldn't feel so resiny and like it feels heavy, which I guess is you should expect, but it's not a stout, it's not a porter. But you definitely couldn't put down. I couldn't knock down 3 of these while grilling. It feels like a lot of work. So it's probably not the thing to drink on a daytime podcast when I still have a ton of shit to do today.
There you go.
I'm going to go ahead and give it I'll give it a 3 just because it's 9%. They're doing shit over there.
Nice.
At Lagunitas. So that's it. I hope people either watch or don't watch what we talked about. But they should definitely buy Justice League number 68 today. Scott's super excited, as you can tell.
And Midnight Western Theater.
Yeah.
Get up.
Thanks. Yeah. Your first issue of Justice League comes out and you can barely stay awake. Exciting stuff. Maybe were you so excited last night that you stayed up all night excited like a kid on Christmas,
I
and
was
that's
up
why
for
you're
the
tired?
midnight release.
Right.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Just waiting there for anyone if they had questions for you.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
I did an AMA
Yeah.
on Twitter at midnight.
DMs are open from 12 a.m. Eastern to 12:15 a.m. Eastern. Yeah. All right. Well, when you're done yawning in this exciting episode of
Yeah.
the Illustrious
All right.
Gentleman.
Everybody sleep well. You deserve it.
Night, everybody.